Alright, what's your name and what car do you drive?
Justin Bridges, I drive number 12 and pure stock in the hobby stock all-stars stock car series.
Alright, give me your name and what car you drive.
Jay Elliott, the yellow 00 Super Street Sportsman.
Alright, what's your name and what car do you drive?
Jackson Thomas, number 6.
Alright, give me both of your names and what car you drive.
Joseph Brown, the 92 Super Street. Jimmy Thomas, number 22 Great Lake model.
What's your name and what car do you drive?
Blue Harris, I've got the number 14 McDouble Rocky Chassis.
Alright, what's your name and what do you do at the racetrack?
Heath Lawson, I'm a photographer for Late Model Illustrated and Journal.
Alright, what's your name and what car do you drive?
Lynn Robbins, I drive the yellow blue number 11 in hobby.
Alright, what's your name and what car do you drive?
Jason Price, run hobby and bomber 17 cars.
Alright, what is the worst crash you've been in at the track?
Worst crash, I believe, was in Needmore. I think 2011 I turned over and caught on fire.
The worst one I've been in was probably last year at the Nationals here in East Alabama. I got turned into the wall on a restart.
I think it was last season, no, 2 seasons ago. Me and Junior McGuire got into it on turn 3 and 4, and he ended up on my hood, right there in the face. It was pretty crazy.
I'd have to say that was at 441 when I climbed the wall. It wasn't too good.
I haven't crashed too bad. I just blow up. I don't crash, I just blow up. Caravan there.
Probably in 441 in Dublin. Ended up on top of a guy. It's bad enough I carried the right front spring back to the trailer. Probably one of the worst one I've had.
What's the worst crash that you've seen at a racetrack?
It's probably here a few years ago. A guy went off the back stretch over there in turn 3 and rolled a few times. I think he was in the Thunder division. That was pretty bad.
In Phoenix City, like a 10-car pileup.
When I totaled out in the first car I ever drove in Cordele, it was a big pile up. A couple people got hurt and totaled my car out.
Which movie or TV character closest resembles you?
That was remember trying to think. A lot of people say that guy off one of the Adam Sandler movies. I can't think of the guy's name.
Brad Pitt.
Man, that's a hard one. I really don't know. I never compared myself to a celebrity. I am what, you know what I mean?
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
There you go, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Timmy Turner.
Although you got me right.
Anything? Personality-wise?
I don't think so.
Definitely Matthew McConaughey.
Oh shit, I gotta think about that one. Don't even know.
Brad Pitt, anything?
Homer Simpson.
Kind of like the show party down south is what we are here at the racetrack.
Alright, your mama is leading the last lap and you're not fast enough to pass her without wrecking her. What do you do?
What's the question again now?
If your mama is leading the last lap of the race and you're not fast enough to pass her without wrecking her, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna wreck her.
Finish second.
It's not an option, I'd reckon.
Slide Job City. Go for it.
Put her in the wall, wreck her. I'd do whatever I had to do just to take the check flag for a few minutes.
Okay, a driver's mom is leading the last lap. They're not fast enough to pass without wrecking her. What do you think most drivers would do?
They'd probably just let her win.
I'll let her win.
I let her win it so she don't whoop me.
On average, how much money spent on race car parts do you think drivers actually tell their wives about?
Probably a quarter of it.
I don't know. Everything I spent my wife looked about.
About 30%.
50% of what it really cost. I'd say 50.
Probably wouldn't tell her nothing.
I don't know how much Daddy spends. He does all of that, so that's pretty much his part of it. I don't know what he tells Mom, really. I don't think she minds, but
Not a whole lot.
None.
50% if they have to.
If you were told 100% for a fact there's no way, no how, no matter what, you'd never win a race and it's not in your destiny, would you still show up to the races?
Probably so.
Every time the gates are open.
Absolutely.
probably so. Because I think my team and my dad and everybody that supports me would help me enough to finally get where I need to get. I do think we can.
If a driver was told that he, for 100%, for a matter of fact, there was no way, no how that he'd ever win a race, do you think most drivers would still show up?
Most definitely.
Yes.
If you had a date with your dream woman and it was the only night she could do it, but you had a race, which would you choose?
The dream woman.
Which would you choose?
Well, if she didn't come to the racetrack, she wouldn't write one for me.
I have to race.
We're going racing.
Which would you choose?
We'd have to go to the race.
I go racing.
Probably race.
If you had to quit racing for something else, would you? And what would it be if it could be anything in the world?
That's a hard question right there. I'd probably quit racing for some reasons, but I don't know what it would actually really be.
Be a guy for some kind of hunting or something. I ain't quit. Quit for nothing.
If I had to quit, I'd be a golfer. That way I can make plenty of money and not do nothing.
Oh my God.
If I had to quit, I'd probably be a golfer. I'd just go play golf, hang out. About it, really.
If you had to quit going to the races for something else, would you? And what would it be if it could be anything else in the world?
It'd probably have to be shooting hockey. I've been doing that a lot lately, and I've enjoyed it.
Quit racing for my grandbaby.
If I had to quit racing, it would be if my family asked me to.
A girl says she'll flash you if you wreck a driver she don't like. Do you do it?
You dang right.
Seems like a good idea to me.
Nah, ain't worth it.
Oh yeah. Just take them flying out of the race like that too.
A girl says she'll flash a driver if he wrecks another driver she don't like. Do you think most drivers would do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Your buddy races the same class as you. He's new and you've raced for a while. He asked you some setup questions. How much of what you told him you do was true?
I honestly tell him the same thing what I do. I'd be honest with him.
100% honest?
100% honest.
Everything I know, anything they ask me, I give them the best answer I can. Try to help them out. Hopefully they're doing the same for me.
Depends on who it is, probably about 80%.
I've been in the shoes. I've helped out a pretty good bit of people, beginners and folks that I've raced with a long time, and pretty much everything I tell them is true.
He's in the business. He'll be better at this than me.
I tell him the truth about everything.
I wouldn't tell him what to do.
That's just you.
Cost too much.
Alright, a driver has a friend ask him about setup on his car. How much of what the driver tells his buddy do you think will be true?
Probably not a whole lot.
Much, I'll be honest with him.
70%.
What kind of woman gets your heart pounding just as fast as standing in victory lane does?
I'd say a woman with big boobs.
That's about the only guy. Oh man, that's a trick.
My girlfriend Lindsay.
Freaky woman.
My girlfriend, she's wonderful.
Any girl at the racetrack.
Big kitty woman.
My wife does pretty good.
Have you ever used driving a race car or winning a race as an angle to try and get lucky with a woman?
As a what?
Have you ever used it as an angle to get lucky with a woman?
No, I don't think so. I don't flip over that.
Oh yeah.
No.
Never?
No, I raced the race.
We like to race.
No, I don't think so.
Never.
Maybe once in a while, maybe.
Alright, what percentage of drivers do you think have ever used driving a race car or winning a race to try and get a woman?
I think all drivers do.
Woman.
Yep.
I don't think so, but I might have.
You might have? Just a little bit?